Hey group, so this video I'm making called Flip with Choice, the challenges, because as much as I love the style and I think that you're going to love it too, what you're going to find in the very beginning is that there's going to be some challenges for you. As much as there's so many benefits in the beginning, there's going to be some things I think that might trip you up. So I want to make sure that when you get to these challenges in this first little bit of school that you're able to overcome them. So here's what they're going to be. I'm going to tell you right now that when you first do your flip lesson where you have to watch the video instead of watching the teacher, it's going to be harder for you. Okay, and I know that seems like backwards, like why do something that's going to be tougher for you? And here's why it's going to be tougher, is that normally you kind of have like where you come into class and you get to watch the teacher and it's almost like you get to sit and enjoy the show. If you have a good teacher who's entertaining, you get to sit and enjoy a really good show. And if they're not entertaining, well then it's a boring show. But either way, you sit and you just enjoy the show. And when it comes to note taking, for the most part, there's something on the screen or something on the board and you know exactly what to write down. So it's like mindless note taking. So it doesn't really require a whole lot of mental stimulation to just sit and pay attention and just write down whatever the teacher says. So the analogy that I use is now what's going to happen is it's more like reading a book than watching a movie. So what I mean by that is most people you ask, what do they like more, reading a book or watching a movie? If they have done both, most people will say the book is so much better because it's more rich and more detailed and it's a lot better. But there's some people, I'm sure, who would say, well, I'd rather just watch the movie because that's just easier and less time consuming. And it's kind of that same idea. Where now we're requiring you to spend more of your brain power and instead of just sitting and kind of watching the movie, if you will. So in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit of adjustment for you. But then once you do it and you see how good it is and how much deeper your learning is and how much more you get what's going on and how much less you're bored in class, you're going to really see the benefits. But I'm going to tell you right now, in the very beginning, it's going to be a little tougher for you. And one of the reasons that I think it's so tough is you have a lot of freedom and it's hard to figure out what to do with all that. Because for me, after I record my lesson, I give you your options and I tell you, hey, here's where I need you to be by the end of class, I pretty much say go, and then I walk around and I help people. So for some people, the idea of just like go and you choose your pace and you choose how you want to learn, and if you sit there and talk to your neighbor, well, I'm not going to yell at you because this is your time you're using. It's hard to figure out how to use your time perfectly in the beginning. So it takes some adjusting to. And you're going to see that for some of you, you're going to get to the end of class and you've been playing a game the whole time because the game is the most fun option, or you've been talking to your neighbor, or you've been watching the video but not paying attention, or whatever. At the end of class here, and you're like, oh man, like I didn't get everything I was supposed to learn. So you end up kind of having to go back and rewatch some stuff. So it definitely takes a little bit of time in the beginning. The other thing is that you have to ask all your own questions. So you can't count anymore on other kids in class to ask the questions for you. You have to ask them yourself. But I promise you that it will be beneficial to you. And if you have any difficulties, I will help you through it, or any teacher will help you through it. But ultimately, I think you're really going to benefit from this style. Thanks for watching.